The third element, which I think is most critical, and these are all elements that are part of business planning, is how are you going to grow your team? But it takes an awesome team. Whether you manage your team properly is one thing, but awesome teams really do much better in terms of companies' growth. If you've got great customers, you've got great product. When you start, then you start building a team to be able to build the company. And one of the factors that has really made teams work well is self-selecting the projects that they want to work on. This has become more and more so as organizations hire not specifically for talent, but for cultural fit. And they want people to find their place in the organization, embed with the values of the organization. And rather than being assigned a problem to solve, they generally are managed by, we have a problem, who can help solve this? And ad hoc teams form. And that way, both the employees are more engaged and they're more productive in solving the problem. The other thing that creates, I think, an awesome team is to talk to your team. If you can't really talk overtly about things, especially if you've built past smaller numbers into larger numbers, there is a software called Ask Your Team, whereby you can poll your team weekly about how do they feel about this? What do they think about this? Are we achieving our purpose, or could we do it better? So these are all things that I think are absolute necessities when you're building a team today. And then what's happened since March is virtual teams, and virtual teams operate differently. I have a son who works for a big tech company on the West Coast, and he is working with a team now, and has been for the last 4 months, that he's never met. And they have developed some really good ways for that virtual team to work together. You can't spend more than 5 hours a day on your computer. You can't spend more than 90 minutes in a Zoom or some sort of teleconference call, telemeeting call, without having a 30-minute break. And you can't spend more than 3 hours a day on a Zoom or in telemeetings. And so they're finding higher productivity by optimizing the software tools in the moment to do those things, and creating some parameters for how to best use their employee talent and time. The other thing that you have to do is celebrate the wins along the way, as everybody's working remotely in different places. And how do you do that? And there's lots of different techniques to be able to do that. But I think all of those things enable the organization, especially the evolving organization that is, these days, depending on where you are, as much virtual as much together real time. It enables the organization to collaborate with better purpose and better passion together. And so those are things I think that you need to look at. So those three are my first tips about what is the balance that you have between your customer policies, your product, and how it actually is a good fit for what's necessary in the time, and the team that you're building to be able to scale that product and scale that customer base.